Will Des Moines' majestic Masonic home be demolished? Near the South King County waterfront suburb of Des Moines, 10-year-old Richard Kennedy tickled his accordion keys to perform the Lone Ranger TV theme, the William Tell Overture finale, in a 1964 recital on the stage of the Masonic Home of Washington. He had no idea he would grow up to be mayor of Des Moines and later lead the Des Moines Historical Society's effort to save the same structure inside which he had played the clarion call. What would Kennedy's hometown be without the majestic 95-year-old edifice, sparkling from its hillside for all to see from land and Puget Sound? Des Moines would slowly become just another place without anything to denote it from the next town, he says. We have lost so much. The history is gone. There's very little left. The Masonic Home is the most outstanding building in the city. Technically, the Masonic Home, built in 1925 to 1927 by the European-rooted Freemasons Fraternal Assembly as a statewide residence for elderly members and wives who have ceased to bear the heat and burdens of the day, was erected not in Des Moines, but 1 mile south in the community of Zenith. But in 1982, Des Moines annexed Zenith, and in a town known for massive retirement complexes, the chateau-esque 5-floor Masonic home stands preeminent. As City Council member J.C. Harris told the Waterland blog earlier this year, the Masonic home is Des Moines. We all just live here. Closed as a retirement center in the mid-2000s, it hosted events for several years. The Masons studied its conversion to assisted living, a tourist casino, or communal workspaces, but determined that rehabilitation costing $40 million would not pencil out. In 2019, they sought a city demolition permit and sold the home. The current owner is Sumner-based Zenith Properties, which has filed its own wrecking ball permit request. In response, Des Moines began an environmental review, inviting citizen comments this spring and triggering an advocacy alert by the Washington Trust for Historic Preservation. But the city, says Bonnie Wilkins, city clerk, has advised its council members to stay mum to achieve an appearance of fairness during the extended study, because council comments could prompt a developer lawsuit. It's pretty serious stuff, she says. That does not deter the passionate J.C. Harris, who promotes the Masonic Homes preservation, envisioning it as a park, city hall, and/or community center, complete with coffee or wine bar. It's one of the most beautiful things in all of Puget Sound, he says, which makes it one of the most beautiful things on the planet Earth. The stage is set for a Lone Ranger-type rescue. In our then photo, the Grand Lodge of Washington and Alaska visits the Masonic Home in Zenith on June 17, 1928, 1 year after the home opened as a retirement center for Freemasons and their wives. For details on the home's history and the Des Moines Environmental Review, visit pauldorpat.com. Today, more than 100 people support the Washington Trust for Historic Preservation at preservewa.org in front of the fenced-off Masonic Home, including ex-Des Moines Mayor Richard Kennedy, mid-left with accordion, and 7 elected officials. Des Moines City Council member J.C. Harris, right of Kennedy, red hat; King County Executive Dow Constantine, left, black jacket; King County Council member Joe McDermott, behind Constantine, left; State Representative Tina Orwall, D. 33rd, behind Constantine, right; Normandy Park Mayor Sue Ann Hoemer, right of Orwall; Highline School Board member Azeb Hagos, front, standing, second from left in print shirt; and SeaTac City Council member Peter Kwan, back row, left center, dark glasses. Also today, Richard Kennedy, Des Moines Historical Society director, local history book author, and former mayor, points to the Masonic Home in its context of downtown Des Moines, left, and Puget Sound, in an enlarged aerial photo of the city circa 1987.
Yeah, my whole idea was like, City Hall, ginormous community center, and then have the outbuildings like for wine bars and coffee shops and stuff.